Life is Strange Double Exposure. Here we go. The game has bad dialogue, is poorly optimized, and is overpriced as hell. But of course, you already know that. From the thousands of video essays roasting the game, and the thousands of bad reviews on Steam, the game's flaws appear to be quite obvious. Or do they? For a long time, I also believed that Double Exposure failed because of the bugs, the writing, or the price. But some time ago, I started noticing something strange. Something that was important enough for me to open this channel and upload this single video. The thing is, all these flaws from Double Exposure are also found in the original release of the praised 2015 Life is Strange. Then how, you might be asking, is Double Exposure so hated and Life is Strange 2015 so cherished? We humans tend to remember the past fondly. We recall the events of a few years ago and feel this bittersweet feeling of nostalgia. A very powerful feeling that moves communities around the world. And Life is Strange 2015 is full of nostalgia. In my opinion, Double Exposure's problem is much different, deep, and complex than simple corporate greed. And to understand why it failed, we need to understand what Life is Strange is about. And what exactly is Life is Strange? This is Life is Strange.
Today we will sell our uniform, live together, live together.
Before answering this question though, I will go over briefly all the flaws that Double Exposure allegedly has. And we're using this image because it took me way too long to make on Photoshop. Flaw number 1, the game is too expensive. There's not much to say here, but it's important, so bear with me. When the game was originally released in October, there were 3 available options for purchase. The main problem with all this starts with this little thing. You have to understand that most Double Exposure players are Life is Strange 2015 fans. This means that most Double Exposure players have been waiting for a continuation of Max's story for almost a decade. Having the most expensive version of the game released 2 weeks earlier than the rest on a story-based game forces the fans to purchase the game at an insane price just to not get spoiled before playing. Anyway, that's it. Flaw number 2. The game is broken. This one's quite obvious if you played the game. In my opinion, the main issue with Double Exposure is by far performance. My PC is not high performance by any means, but for reference, it's able to run Life is Strange 2015 Remastered without problems. On the other hand, as you can see in this clip, Double Exposure takes ages to load, and when it does, the textures are all messed up, and the frame rate is more inconsistent than my sleep schedule. This happens every time you open the game. Double Exposure also suffers from several bugs, but this doesn't bother me that much. Let me explain. Flaw 2, Intermission 1. The bugs are funny. There's plenty of hilarious Double Exposure bugs out there on the internet, and I have found a fair share of bugs myself. The biggest one I've found is this crazy glitch. On episode 3 in the second segment, you have to go meet with Moses on the Outlook. But if you start walking backwards instead, the collision system glitches out for a split second, which gives you the possibility to walk straight to the observatory. And if you go through the observatory, you're able to explore the whole campus. Also, unrelated but pretty funny. Whenever you enter an unfinished building like this, Max simply starts gliding. In this clip specifically, I go down the stairs to the north quad. You'll see that I speed things up a bit because the distances here are very big. I can visit Hellerton and see Max's house, which for some reason has Safi's green car in it. And I can even visit the snapping turtle. Jokes aside, this means that every time you load a game in double exposure, you are loading the entire map as well. This is the reason the game has so many performance problems. Because for a scene that only happens in the Outlook, the game has to process the observatory, Hellerton, the North Quad, and the snapping turtle all at the same time. You paid $80 for this game, by the way.
I have to do this. I have to go back up there.
By the way, if you want to explore Caledon, you still can. The game has been released for 5 months at the time of this video, and this glitch still hasn't been patched. If you want to try this yourself, I would suggest to stay away from buildings and bridges. Max gets a little glitched when she's around these structures. I have a lot of footage exploring Caledon, so if you want a video of me exploring, you can tell me in the comments. Flaw number 3. The writing isn't good. There is a ton of videos talking about the writing of double exposure. They say it's rushed, they say it's woke, etc. In my opinion, the writing isn't the biggest problem in double exposure. Because I liked double exposure. Let me explain. When I played double exposure for the first time, I liked it. Yes, I said it, and many people will disagree. Double exposure is a good game in my opinion. I like the characters, I like the story, I like the music, and I had a lot of fun playing double exposure. But this video isn't about why double exposure is a good or a bad game. This video is about why double exposure failed. I think the main reason Life is Strange Double Exposure failed is the same reason Life is Strange 2015 succeeded, because of nostalgia. Life is Strange 2015 is all about nostalgia. The art style, the soundtrack, and the themes of the story truly make you feel like you're inside Arcadia Bay back in 2013. The game also has bugs and performance issues. The dialogue is famously messy, just like double exposure. But Life is Strange 2015 has something double exposure does not have: atmosphere. Even though the story in Life is Strange 2015 is tragic and violent, I feel very calm playing the game, because wherever you are in the story, the game has atmosphere and tone. Every element harmonizes perfectly with the setting and floods my mind with a warm feeling of nostalgia. On the other hand, double exposure is modern, cold, new. It's like playing Life is Strange 2015 but without the atmosphere. The tone is completely different, and in my opinion, that is the main flaw of double exposure. The essence of a Life is Strange game is atmosphere. The best thing about the good Life is Strange games is the vibes and sensation of familiarity the games give you. I think double exposure is a good game. It's fun to play. If it was a bad game, it would be boring. But I also think that double exposure is a bad Life is Strange release because it lacks atmosphere. It lacks reverence to the previous games. It lacks the drama and cheesy themes the first game had to offer. It seems to me that the development team at Deck 9 wanted double exposure to be a different game than the rest of the Life is Strange releases. And in its attempt to be different, they lost what Life is Strange is truly about. I hope that Deck 9 reconsiders and takes more inspiration from the first couple games to make the next Life is Strange release. if they ever do release another. That's the end of the video. I have a lot more to say about this beautiful franchise, so if I see you're interested, I will release more videos like this. Thank you so much for hearing me out. See you next time.